Welcome back, welcome back. Mic check, mic check. We good, YouTube? All right, now let's make sure Discord is straight.
It's the first SR potential flip, right?
All right,
Something
Discord,
like
am I back?
SCP.
Mic check.
Check, check.
Loud and clear.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Just making sure everything's, all the settings are right. All right, I think we're good. That was distracting. Like, I had an issue that needed to be solved. Now it's solved, and you got that relief, and now you're like, oh shit, that's right, Bitcoin. Back to the grind.
Oh yeah, also it's context, right? Like after selling 9, buying 6 seems like a good plan. More coins. Yeah, a bit same stuff going on Filecoin, although it a bit more disappointing on the way up. It couldn't reach golden. The whole move, it reached only the dip.
Dbloc, are we able to see Sol, the psychological lows and highs?
So, yeah,
Yes,
all
Sol,
my
please.
charts are going to be completely screwed at this point, but I have a split chart of the Russell and Jasmine. Bro, sometimes I come back to like my workspaces and I'm like, what rabbit hole were you in where you're looking at the Russell on a side by side with Jasmine?
Use that restore, bro.
Figure that
That
out
Windows
later.
Explorer restore button.
All right, this is gonna be our, yeah, restore screws everything up, bro. Go restore shit from 5 sessions ago. Gotta figure out what I have to work with. We'll use this. Order. Sold off in that order block that we were looking at. Psychological ranges. We're at the bottom.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah. You can if it's something that you wanted to do, you could set an alarm. That alert would come here and you would look for like low. Here, I mean, that's the one we want. Alert on any vector candle if you want to drive yourself crazy. Done, but there's a lot of different choices here. You can alert for green candles, red candles, green, red vector candle pattern. I don't find any of this shit useful. It's just available. What I'm looking for is the psych ranges. Yeah, price action cross underneath psychological high. Price action cross underneath psychological low. So if you're targeting those ranges, right, on a couple different alts, you can set it to PA crosses under psych high, and then you'll just get warnings. I won't set them now because they're loud as shit, and Discord and YouTube will both lose their shit in the middle of the night if they start going off. But for you at home, like, yeah, it's not a bad idea. That's one of the biggest benefits of the paid trading view account is the alerts, the unlimited alerts.
That's still limited, but the time horizon isn't, right?
What is?
I think it's still 200 alerts maximum, or there's still a
Oh,
maximum on the
you know,
number
it's
of
possible.
alerts.
I've never filled mine up, but
No, me neither. But
yeah, practically it's
alerts are
unlimited.
they're really good for patients, but then you need to have few. You know, you can't like put alerts everywhere in the chart. Then
No, you can't. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to have alerts on
Oh.
200 different alts, right? It's like 3 setups or something that you're waiting for, and you can't watch them all at once, and you're just looking for certain levels to hit that are meant to draw your attention back to the chart, right? Like if this happens, I want to be paying attention to this chart.
Or for example, me, I use them when someone mentions a stock or a crypto, and I'm like, yeah, putting an alert where I'd be interested in buying it, and they usually ring eventually.
Loading, no, those last streams are saved, even if they were only like 10-15 minute long.
The most recent one was like Microvision. Someone mentioned that stock here, and yeah, or Circle also. Oh. Helps for patients to buy. Just put an alert, stop watching it, and then when it rings, you're like, oh, all right, well, that was the plan. Let's execute.
I noticed on that soul chart you had open,
yeah,
you had an indicator, bull market support band, but you don't got it on this one. I'm just curious, what is that?
it's more of a macro thing. You want to look at the bull market support band on higher time frames. See if I can find that. I'm gonna have to redo that chart.
No, you're good. I mean, I found it on the.
No,
on the
I need to do it. I need to do it anyways. But yeah, it's for the macro. Like when the bull market support band is lost on the weekly, it shows significant weakness. You got to start paying attention. Was it this one?
I think it was a soul chart. Somebody asked for soul,
EA.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, I know where that one is. I'm looking for our macro chart. This is that soul chart that we were talking about. Bull market support band. Now let me see if I can. All right, I got it. So yeah, that's the bull market support band came in handy with this analysis we're doing here. Go to the weekly. What up, 50? Haven't forgotten about you. That's our bull market support band, right? In the past, 2 weekly closes underneath. Excuse me. 2 weekly closes underneath after you've lost the 50 gives you the end of the bull market.
Oh damn. Okay.
We've lost it 3 times, but we haven't lost the 50. Right? We lost it here when we had that big drop to 49, but we held the 50, held support. Lost it here when we had the drop to 74, but we held the 50, held support. Now we've lost it again.
Was that 10-10 when we lost it again?
No, I mean, it was, when did we come down underneath it for good? The 13th. But yeah, the 10th is what we wicked under, wicked back above, and then we lost it on the next day. But this is what we've been paying attention to for the green path, yellow path, right? The big deal about yesterday's price action was that we closed above support. So we closed above that line. I said this weekly candle will wick back underneath. That's not a big deal. As long as it closes in 5 days and 2 hours above, we're good. We're still on the green path. But what we're doing is we're mimicking the last 2 times that we've broken the bull market support band. Right, so I said price breaks bull market support band without closing bodies underneath the 50 EMA equals a continuation. We did it here. We did it here. Both times we've double tested. We've double tapped the 50. Okay, so what we're looking for here and it's very possible we get it, is a double tap now, close above, and then we're gone. What we're looking for is that second tap. What I would prefer is that this weekly candle closes above, we consolidate, and that 50 EMA comes up like this, and we get our double tap above support, and then we're gone.
Yeah, that'd be better for sentiment, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and
That
it takes
drawing
away the
brings us
risk.
to
It takes away the risk of not being able to get back above support, which leads us to our red path that brings us back down to 70.
it's interesting that you drew all-time high in April. I think that's the time frame now. Because yeah, by the time we do all that on the weekly, you'll be like December.
This is a weekly chart, so don't pay attention to the date ranges of my squiggles.
No, I know, but it's I know it's random, but it's actually not. It's the kind of time frame you'd look at now. Yeah.
Not me. I'm looking to be out of this shit by January and then playing alts into the new year on a trading basis only. That's my
Yeah, I gotta
plan.
pay super close attention to that one.
But we've been looking at it every day. I've been glued to this shit. This is why this chart is so important. And
No,
it's
no,
not just
that
it's not just that metric, right? If we look at, so let's look at all of the things that sorry, let's look at all of the things that we avoided yesterday, because everybody was like, oh, why are you so happy? Listen, first of all, we got above support. That's one. Second, we tapped that 50 that we needed to tap without closing under, right? Third, if you look at Ichimoku on the 2 week, and take everything off the chart. All right. We hit that 2 week baseline on Ichimoku, right? This is just as important as closing above the 50 EMA. In the past, anytime that we've closed underneath has been an issue. Right? It's one of those signs that we look for. Ichimoku also gives you the bottom of the bull market. So your 2 week closes underneath, you go into a bear, right? When your Ichimoku baseline comes out of the cloud, out of the green cloud, right? At that moment, that's your low for the bear market. They called it here. Called it here. Called it here. For the most part, off by like a day. So this is just a super macro sort of indicator that we double checked, like confluence, right, to make sure. And what we did is we held again. We did it here. We threatened here and we held and we pushed. We threatened here and we held and we pushed. And what do these two things have in common with the price action that we just had? Those were the last two times that we broke the bull market support band and held the 50. Right? So all of those are lined up to be equally, like the momentum is equal on all of them. We're seeing it across all metrics. Let's look at RSI. Another thing we managed to avoid was breaking this baseline on our RSI. This bull market support level of 44.95. The first time we hit was the bottom of the dip at 24. The second time we hit was the bottom of the dip at 49. Third time we hit was the bottom of the dip at 74. And now we've come down a bottom again. Let me get rid of this line. Now we're still in the process of this holding. If you notice price-wise, what's happened every time we come up, because we can't ignore the massive bearish divergence, right? This is the one that all the bears are chomping the bit at. Every time we've come up, we've gotten diminished returns to the top side. This move up was bigger than this move up. This move up was bigger than this move up. Right? So people are like, well, that doesn't look great, because even if you pop up, you'll probably just reject again and then that'll be it. Which is true, but we only need 20%. Right? This will be more than enough to get you to 150 if this happens. Right? So now we got one metric that held, 2 with the bull market support band, 3 with the Ichimoku cloud, 4 with the 50 EMA. That's why on the macro, that was that important yesterday. And that's why you saw that money come in, right? That's why you saw the volume that I was screaming at while it was happening and everybody was ignoring.
Oh, it was good volume, Dbloc, but smaller than what happened at 98 overall.
That
We are
means
decreasing
nothing
volume
compared to that. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Yeah, you're right. What you said is true. But that has nothing to do with the fact that the volume came in right at the right time when it was supposed to, which signals
It could
that
have
there
been bigger,
was,
basically.
which signals that there was plenty of macro traders on the side waiting to come in. That were waiting for those signs. That's my thesis, and I'm sticking to it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't mean we're not going to put a lower low to stop the C out, right? Because on your 2-week chart there, every time your indicator bottoms, price does do a lower low before jumping crazily up, right? Like that 48K was lower than 50, then 74 was lower than 75. It means to buy the next dip, basically, you know?
Slut, I can be bullish after this price action because I told y'all what happened yesterday. This isn't bullshit price action to me. This is a liquidity sweep that was needed, that was as obvious as it could possibly be when we couldn't get above SR. Like, I covered all of this yesterday. I said if we can get up to target 2, great. That's gravy. That's icing on the cake. But chances are we're not going to pop that support resistance on the first go. And the amount of liquidity underneath us was an obvious grab, in my opinion.
Yeah, but at which point does it become more than just a liquidity grab?
When you start breaking structure.
Exactly, right. And we're
nowhere near it.
That far. About another 3%. We're not that far.
Guys, this happens on every high or low. And no matter how much I warn y'all, it still happens. I literally drew this. Like, anybody remember this? I literally drew this. And I said, when this happens, don't freak out. When that drop happens, every bear is going to come out of the woods. Twitter's going to be, bloody, bloody, bloody.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that if we break, I'm not like, if we keep going past psychological low and come down, I'm not saying there's nothing to worry about. What I'm saying is worry at the appropriate times, right? If what you want is a decent structure to pull out, right? So if you're a bull, what you would love more than anything is for this W to get put in, right? So if that's what you want, and that's what you want because you're looking forward to this move, right? Which would bring us back up to 115.
Where we're gonna have a lot of issues again.
Then how could you look at this as bearish if it's what you need? Like, I know the feeling. The feeling is, well, why couldn't we just keep going? Well, the reason we can't keep going is because look at the sentiment now going from 107 to 101 to grab this liquidity. What do you think the sentiment would be if we went from 117 to 101? Good luck convincing anybody on a move like this that it's not over, right? So to avoid that, we need structure. And unfortunately, part of structure is a downtrend.
I mean, it depends how you look at it, right? It's a good entry point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like for me, I usually buy in way too soon on that dip down. But this time around, I was using the TR main that you explained before. So using that, I was placing a grid on like vectors that were unclaimed yet, and I was scooping up prices as it would dip down every so often throughout the day. So that was actually pretty clutch, even down to the psych low.
Nice, hell yeah. But yeah, what we're talking about is giving the opportunity for traders on more of a macro scale. Like we bought down here, right? We got those level 1 trades in. Level 2 traders haven't had a chance to get in the game yet. On a smaller scale, they got in here. But anybody looking at like 4-hour candles and above, right? They're still waiting for that type 2 entry. And to get up here, we need all the traders, right? Right now, we got knife catchers and some FOMOers. But once you come in and you bring those type 2 traders, and then you build structure and you bring in your type 3 FOMOers for the breakout, and then you retest and you bring in your level 4 traders, now everybody's money is in. Right now, the chance of getting to that 116, 115 are way higher. But you need involvement.
It's still weak because my ascending triangle only reached half of its measured move, and that's the kind of targets you have more during a downtrend. So, and now we're breaking it downward. Well, we're back inside it. Well, we gotta build a new pattern here to reverse up. Maybe we'll get like a double bottom. Oh, maybe a rounded bottom.
To be clear, I'm looking for stopping volume candles in this range.
Well, thank you for your clarity. I assure you I've been paying attention.
I don't think we're going below 101. Not yet.
But if market maker gives me what I want to see, I'll take it right now. But chances are they'll come sweep that cyclo.
I'm alright.
Yeah, I wonder if the feed from my camera was doing, because the only thing I didn't do was turn like the camera's off right now. I'll turn it on later and see if the YouTube messes up again. Then I've got to check my camera settings. Might be trying to push like 8K video through. Gotta check.
Could be the weather too. We had a crazy snowstorm in New York today.
So like, the internet was fine. Speed was fine. OBS was fine. Bitrate was fine. It's just YouTube kept dropping the encoder on YouTube was just messing up for some reason. But I'm guessing it was me, because if I reset and it fixed, then it obviously wasn't YouTube.
Yeah, maybe. You were good the whole I mean, I was on my drive home from work and you were good the whole segment of it. Just once I got home, that last part was lagging like crazy. And then you reset it. Yeah, it's good now.
Let me put my gloves on. I don't want to get cut.
What you gotta be doing, Ahmed?
I'll just start catching this sharp knife.
It's not a sharp knife. It's a slow, regular down move.
Like a butter knife with a thick wood handle. You'll be fine.
Like it's not quick, right? It's not something quick. Like an hour and done. 10-10 was quick, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta compare nothing to that.
Was the mother of all falling knives in a while.
10-10 wasn't even 10-10 was immediate. It wasn't even quick. That shit was instant.
That's not even a falling knife. That's like a
No, you had a you had a few minutes.
The damn laser beam.
That was like a drill.
10-10 is the cash station not to be worried about.
I had enough time to open at least 10 charts, so it wasn't instant. But
it's funny, before this, like whenever we sort of think back on, it was always like, oh, I remember FTX, Luna, Celsius. 10-10 is gonna replace that.
Thank God, bro. Because I don't know what any of that shit is. Every time you guys would mention it, I'm just like, all right, cool.
We've
like
seen worse.
The big deal about Luna and Celsius, right, was the contagion. We were like, oh, what if there's contagion? What if it spreads to other products? Like, this shit was everything. We didn't have to worry about contagion. Everything got hit at once.
But on Bitcoin, we've seen worse than 10-10, way worse.
Yeah,
Would that be
yeah, for sure.
I'm guessing.
No, previous bear market, Bitcoin had 30% red days.
Oh, we've seen some crazy red candles on Bitcoin, bro.
I'm hyped, man. I'm looking forward to this bear market. I just want to get my money out of this shit right here and then just start fresh.
I hear you.
Well, a lot of us are stuck from 127, right?
No.
That sucks.
No.
No, I don't mean that we bought 127. We psychologically want to sell 127, right?
Yeah, I need higher than 127.
Yeah, I need higher.
Are you dying, bro?
The short answer to that, slut, is watching people that were better than me lose everything. I'm a way better trader than I was when I stopped trading leverage the first time. But at that time, I thought I had it all figured out. And I had already broken plenty of my rules but I was getting away with it. And then I started seeing people around me that, like I said, I considered to be way better traders than me at the time get set back. A bull market, 2 bull markets. A couple of these 10-10s will do it for you. You know, we've never seen it to this extreme, but there's been plenty of liquidation events that have sort of cemented those rules for me. It's not the getting liquidated. Like I do not care if I take a trade, it goes wrong, I get liquidated. It's the getting liquidated or auto deleveraged through no fault of your own that is unacceptable for me. Unacceptable for my risk appetite.
It is your fault. It means that you're still in a long while prices.
It's your fault, Zusi. Blame you.
No, I mean honestly, like we can't blame others. So it's gonna be us.
I could.
If you're getting auto deleverage because you're still in a long while price is dropping, that's as easy as that. Now, why is price dropping? Yeah, okay, I get it. It was a attack on the Oracle or whatever excuse there is to make price drop. Right?
And that
was auto.
But if you lost money that day,
on a short, Zusi.
It's your bad. Well, those are the internal mechanics of our exchanges. They, yeah, you make too much money.
If you give him enough time, he'll get to my point. He'll work his way there.
I didn't have any issues on Bybit, but I wasn't in a short making huge amounts, I guess.
Yeah, I was killing it, Parabolic. I mean, there was nothing wrong with my strategy. My strategy is great. It would still work to this day if I jumped back in. But you get to a certain point where it's not necessary anymore. Take that sort of risk.
So it's time to write a book.
We get these big liquidations every like 6 months.
I've taught it before. I've brought it up a couple times in chat. It's just very aggressive. And the majority of traders on YouTube are pretty new. I'll go over it on Discord while we're doing like Cypher School in the summer. I'll go over it in a more controlled environment.
I'm interested in that leverage schooling.
Yeah, just make sure you guys don't go away during the bear market. I mean, obviously live your lives, but they tapped in. No, he's talking about the leverage strategy sample, where you start with low leverage, and then increase as you rise.
You know, yearly CVD is negative. More people TP'd than FOMO'd in 2025. I'm not sure what to think about that, but
I mean, it makes sense, right? There's people that have been holding for 2 years. Price is
but
higher.
we should have dropped. Well, we should at least put a red candle, no? In theory, like more people are exiting than entering in 2025, then how can the candle be green? We opened the year at 95K, and we got dips at 98 recently, 99, a bit below 99, right? So wouldn't be impossible to close it red, but then you'd break the cycle, right? Supposed to have 3 green, 1 red, 3 green, 1 red. Well, 2025 candle is barely green at the moment because we opened it so high last year. I guess that's the challenge for Bitcoin. It's to close green and then keep the 4-year cycle intact. Because if you close a red candle here, I think by definition it'll be broken, right? 3 green, 1 red, 3 green, 1 red. We're in the 3rd green.
That's the
Let's
4-year
set it
cycle
green.
that you're looking at.
But it's the yearly on Bitcoin?
The 4-year cycle, 3 green, 1 red, 3 green, 1 red.
Yeah, yeah. But this is the 3rd green and it's barely green, so I'm worried it might be red. And then, well, we'll see. Because CVD being this negative, it's a bit like in 2022.
Yeah, new projects, low market cap stuff, really low valued shit. That's like where most of the research goes to during the bear.
We'll have the real world assets start to maybe deploy during the bear, because we've only downward price action on alts. People might start to think about trading stocks more than alts, and that's what these exchanges are pushing even right now. They're like, stop trading alts, come trade Tesla, come trade Nvidia.
Give me a second, I'll be right back.
So, Zusi, what do you think about going down to 93K? And then after that, going up to 100?
One step at a time.
And then after that, going up to 129.
That seems extreme, but it seems a bit an extreme scenario. But yeah,
That's how this works. It's always extreme.
But if you want your all-time high in April, then you might even go to 75. Those are not the likely scenarios, though.
I'm not on that boat. But I do have 93 up to 129 in my mind. I got it from my
I think they're
friend.
going to, there's a point at which you have to cancel the going up to all-time high part. For me, it's really ending diagonal stuff here, and going like towards 90k really invalidates that idea. But AI says
Actually, I disagree. I don't
AI
think it does that, and you can look at the bubble chat and see why.
Sure.
It-
Wave
I
4
posted
is
it.
typically the deepest retrace, so that's why it could.
Check it out. See what
We
you
need to
think.
detach from the uptrend, which we just did today. You even got the bearish retest at 108.
Okay.
Bitcoin now losing its up move since 48. Just connect 48 with 74. It gives you an upward angle. We broke below it. We came back to it. Found resistance at that angle, lining up with the previous all-time high, lining up with lots of technicals. The daily 200 also is acting as resistance now. Well,
You
we
got a
couldn't
sec.
get to the MA, but we got the EMA test. Yeah.
Can you look at the chart on the bubble chat right here? It's the last. It's right there. Nobody posted since. I wanted your opinion.
Well, the first one is like I
Yeah,
would need to see how he started to draw his line.
You can see it. I'll go down to the bottom, and you can see the trend line.
Oh, okay. The second one.
Yes, the third one.
Well, there's only one touch. Was the second?
Go to the third.
Okay.
Aha! Now you see. I got
Yeah,
this
well, you
from.
see how he cheats there on the left. I mean, he doesn't cheat, but we have candle body closes below the line and all. So I have it a bit steeper, just using both wicks. Huh? You use 48k wick and like the steepest angle possible, then it's gonna give you the earliest signal of a breakdown.
This is the bearish solid wave chart.
You see the angle he drew at the bottom there. Just draw it again by using the wick at 48, and you'll see a different story. Like all of this already happened.
Okay. You could tilt it a little bit more up, and yeah, we'd be right there almost.
So that's why when we broke below, I was
that.
like, Bitcoin is already breaking its upward trend since 15k, because we are separating from that up move. Well, in this case, from 48k, right?
You got a point. If you did angle that bottom trend line up, we would be right there now.
It's pinpoint perfect, yeah.
Or we would already
got the bearish. You got the bearish retest today. We broke below it on the 4th of November, and today look at the high, how it touches it. Like,
damn.
You see at 107.5, it's like for people who trade anglers, this was a bearish short entry.
I'm glad I asked
And on
you.
top of that, you had smaller time frame reasons. Potentially you would hold that, yeah, till well, even yeah, you could hold it, yeah, for a while, while hedging long, probably around 90k. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know why he drew it like he drew it, but I guess his drawing is probably valid too. But then, yeah, if you put a bit less angle by using a smaller time frame, and the body, and having a few candles close below it and all, then maybe we haven't broken that angle yet. But for me, we broke everything already, because even if you connect 15 with 24, well, I guess it. No, I guess we didn't break that yet. Right? Yeah. Yeah, if you just connect 15.5 with 25k, we're still above that. Yeah. On log.
But
The
even looking
problem
at
is
that
you
chart
have
right there, coming down
problem
to
with that is
101 is
you do have
right there.
at 16.5 we did close candles below it, so it got validated years ago already.
I'd be really happy to get along on Bitcoin, just a couple thousand lower.
But roughly, Bitcoin still going up at the same rate as the rate that started at 15k.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna trade Bitcoin.
So that would be at 92 currently. Interesting, yeah. At 92, you would lose your uptrend since 15k.
You see?
You see that's when you start giving up the idea of a higher high.
Mm-hmm. So
Like
that's why.
start trading below 90k, it's really not good for the size of the retrace of this wave 4 up, wave 3 up. Went from 75 to 127, and we're correcting that while markets are still pushing to price discovery. So you could expect a smaller correction than typical, just because of how bullish things are outside crypto. And I guess that's what I'm betting on.
On Sunday, last Sunday, what was that, yesterday or whatever? Oh, Sunday. I'm losing track. Oh, it's already Tuesday. On Sunday, on the weekly close, did we close above the 50 on the weekly?
Yeah.
We did.
But yeah,
okay.
That's why we're bullish about it. Yeah, it was a
Okay,
bullish
good.
close, but as always, last day, last minute bump.
We're back
The
down here.
weekly close. It's like it wasn't like sustained the whole week. It wasn't like people
So
bought the whole week.
next week again.
And on top of that, you had bullish news that made people buy after the close, and well, they got sold into.
Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about the direction, like knowing where we're gonna go here.
No, they say these cells come in 3. I'd be happy if this time it just comes in 2. But yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see 98, 9 or whatever this week.
you have one cell retrace up 115, second cell. Can we get like a double bottom at 108 at least? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That would be actually no, it won't. Yeah.
108. No, we're gonna come down to
107.5. Yeah.
101 here real quick.
But the thing is, actually, if you want to be bullish, you need to stick to continue lower, because if we just put a higher low and then come back up to 107, it seems more likely to get rejected.
Draw the
again.
W, the Dbloc through. That'll be perfect.
I know it's more about drawing M's than W's currently, unfortunately. We need a double top to have an M pattern at 107.5. Right?
No, you got to start somewhere. I'm going to start drawing some W's now. Let's say Tuesday, so probably by Sunday we're back up at 107 again by Sunday.
Or we break the 50 for good, you know. Because legacy is high again. Like we're 1% away from price discovery, but Bitcoin is still at support overall, around 100K. I mean, we're not at 120, right? We're more like at support while they're at resistance. So if we end up in the same bad situation where you're kind of betting on a reversal upward, while there's a potential reversal downward on legacy again. Because it pumped, it's gonna, yeah, as long as it continues pumping, all good. And that's probably the most likely scenario here. But what if it doesn't? Then we're kind of in a bad situation again. Failure to hold support seems more likely, accompanied by continuation downward on legacy. They need to put a new all-time high, basically. And I think that's when things might explode on crypto. Like once you put a new all-time high and hold above the previous all-time high on SPY, but there might be people looking at Bitcoin like, hey, what's it still doing at 100,000? Oh, it has its bear market starting. It's been 4 years. Or never mind, I got so much money, let's buy anyway. Because people are rich in the stock market. They're really rich. We need their money. You still have Nvidia around 200, Tesla. It's above 420. So, you know, still a good sell, but overall, it's high up there, right? It's not like it's down at 360.
Yeah, we're coming.
You know, Bitcoin has a lot of catch up to do, and I think it'll come in an explosive fashion where we won't just get rejected by resistance. We'll manage to climb on high volume and all. Like,
I don't know. I feel good if I could catch this knife here. And then the question for me is after catching it and then coming back up to whatever targets come.
what do you want to trade? BTC?
Yeah. This time I'm doing BTC. Last time I did Beam. It wasn't very fun, but it worked. Kind of. I barely made a profit because I entered the trade too early.
Well, it's about the daily close now on Bitcoin now. We could close it above 103,500. That would be better than currently. And bears need to bears have some work to do here on the daily. They did engulf yesterday's candle, but that was like kind of normal. But I guess you need a close below. Well, it's not gonna happen today. Maybe tomorrow a close below 101. Topping the C out again below 1010 wick. Yeah, that's what they need to do.
You guys don't get a headache from all this thinking?
Oh, I'll shut up.
I was just asking. Fucking shit. Back, I went to go get a drink.
I'll just pass out.
But overall, it's simple. Damn, stay long from 101 and head short at resistance, and you know, see which one wins.
Yeah. I've never had metrics this clear to base my decisions off of at the top of a market. This has been very kind and forgiving, giving people plenty of time to get their game plans together.
Yeah, that's a bad sign, right?
For me, I don't know. I don't know about you. It's made it very easy
Like giving
for me.
people time means there's no hurry, like there's no this dip had happened 3 months ago. It would have fully recovered in like hours, right? Remember those recoveries around 40K even like
Yeah.
The problem is the future isn't good, huh?
Our future's bright.
Yeah, but
You guys
people
live in
expect
spooky land.
no for crypto people expect to buy it lower in a year overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get those big recoveries anymore. They're like smaller, slower. Oh, I hope I'll be proven wrong and there'll be a bullish catalyst news that just bumps it straight up to 115. We'll spend a few hours there and we'll break out 115 too. Like what happens in an impulse. Yeah. The same way Bitcoin climbed from 85 to 100. No issues on the way up.
We're gonna probably reject this 50 on our first attempt. 50 on the 15-minute is basically our downtrend line. And then, like I said, I'm looking for stopping volume candles somewhere inside the psych ranges.
Alts will likely put lower lows if that happens, huh? While Bitcoin puts a higher low. Because I mean, some of them are pretty close here already.
There's a reason I've been talking about being careful with the alts.
Yeah.
I have to say that's just
Strong
so
ones
much
are
that I
nowhere near
sound like
close, though.
somebody's grandpa and shit. Oh, be careful with those alts. It's like
some of them.
I feel like
are,
I have to keep saying it because like after 20 minutes, 30 minutes passes, and everybody's back to scooping alts, which is cool. Trade them, trade them, trade them, trade them. By all means, they're popping left and right. Look for volume, trade them, but don't get married to them. Not in my opinion. It's not time yet. It's just bad odds. Like if we would just want to talk about pure edges, right? Like there's no edge unless you've got, like I said, unless it's something that happens to be popping because of on narrative or some news or something. But
it's technical edge, right?
just pushing a
they
ball
drop so
uphill
much.
quickly.
It's a bit like ETH at 1400. Some of these also. Well, at least below 2K.
Zeusy, I'm trying to buy this dip, and you're not making it very easy. Stop with the. Make me go put it.
I didn't sell the rip, so I'm not gonna buy this dip. There's no dip. What are you talking about?
Keep telling y'all, don't let Zeusy. If Zeusy's long,
I can't buy if price doesn't go lower.
You're all talking about no bright future, no future, and just
No,
makes me
seriously,
want.
sentiment-wise, like people really expect, like it makes sense. I expect Bitcoin to be lower in 1 year, right? So what's the hurry to buy?
yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah, it might pump to 150, so we're like trading it, I guess, already. But you'll still buy it lower in 1 year, right?
Doge. Yeah, I guess you gotta nerf yourself sometimes, right? Just to be fair to everybody else. I feel you.
Sissy, is it cold over there right now where you're at?
No, it's like well, I don't know in Fahrenheit.
You can hit me up in Celsius.
14 Celsius, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's not bad.
12, 14, yeah.
I hesitate to say it's cold in Miami because I know some of y'all are dealing with like actual cold, but
It's always relative.
pretty nice. Pretty nice out.
I mean, if you're used to 90s and it's 72, that's, you know, you're in a temperature dip there.
My skin definitely thinned out living in Miami. For sure.
October, November is probably the best time, no, for Miami because it's way too hot in summer.
The only good time. It's like the only time where temperatures go down a little bit. But in New York, I mean, I used to be out in the fall and just like a hoodie. No weather sometimes. It never bothered me. A couple of seasons down here turn you into a lightweight.
I think it's like 32 degrees right now. We had snow and everything today. Just flurries.
Last night it got to like 50.
Yeah, I heard it was
You need to move to Dubai.
record breaking lows in the southeast.
What's it in Dubai right now?
Lower taxes.
The money you save on taxes, you can buy AC, a heater, you can make it whatever temperature you want.
Buy someone to fan you off, stand behind you and fan you off.
That's funny.
All right, 1 hour. 1 hour till the daily close.
All these things about Dubai I keep hearing over the past few years just makes me want to pack up and move.
Definitely a place that I plan on visiting. But my tax haven is more Caribbean, probably. Probably end up in Puerto Rico.
Well, maybe you'll see Peter Schiff there while in the grocery store.
I run into all types of crypto heads. There's a whole section of the island right now that's being the real estate developer is putting together, and it's supposed to be like a crypto bro heaven. Last place I want to live, by the way. I'm not gonna go live there, but I think it's pretty cool that that money really needed some. I mean, that island really needed some money after those hurricanes. Things were looking bad for a while. Beautiful place,
if you
though,
were,
and I have family, so it's just an obvious choice for me.
if you were to
How about
live
a
there,
sausage fest?
like, would you build like a brick house? Like, what would you do to like? Because that would make me paranoid. The hurricanes.
I mean, I already live in Miami, so. But yeah, there's an elevated risk. Yeah, you would build with stone. Go build something
Stone and
nice on the
rebar.
side of a mountain. Only got to be there for 6 months out of the year, anyways. Like I said, I like my cold weather, so I can't be somewhere tropical year round and driving crazy. Miami's bad enough.
It's the same rule in Europe.
I love seasons, man. I don't know what I'd do without them. I mean, I loved Hawaii when I was there as a young lad, but as someone who's like, you know, you're getting closer to death, you want to experience more, and I definitely seasons are where it's at.
The years in Miami.
God, Jacket, how old are you?
The years in Miami blend into each other. You don't have that straight. Like, what'd you do last winter? It was like 80 degrees. I think we were at the beach or some shit. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, you're technically getting close. I mean, it doesn't matter how old I am. You're getting closer to death every minute. I just meant like as you're, scaling down towards
So,
that day.
Jeez, bro,
Jack
take it
is
easy.
always on the defense, bro.
It's like he
I
sounds
said,
like he's
You're about to
37
die
and
too,
he's just
okay?
dude,
like he's got a walker.
dude, I wish my camera was on because my voice does not reflect my fit. Because I was smiling when I said that. I actually had water in my eyes because I was about to bust up laughing. I should just turn my camera on so that you guys can get my true emotion because I'm a total goofy smartass.
The decisions you make right now are gonna affect what type of life you have as an old person. Just remember that every day, yo. I know I say this and it's corny as hell, but I try to do something every day for future me, and I try to do something every day for past me. I try to do something for that 16-year-old Dbloc that's in my mind watching me and like either disappointed or stoked about how we ended up. And for that 90-year-old Dbloc that, wishes I would have done more squats and ate better, and took a little better care of myself. Just 2 things a day. Future present for yourself, present for your past self, and then you're good. You go back to business. Let's start coming on here every day. What have you done for you today?
I think
Damn, that's a
what's
good
his
point,
name?
Shoyo. Shoyo said put down the Uber Eats app. 90-year-old D-Block. You're
Yeah.
right, bro. You're right. That's one of my vices still. Convenience. I try to eat well though, even if it's Uber Eats. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was asked what's the purpose of life, and he's like, "Well, I don't know, but I just know to be a better person today than I was yesterday."
Yeah, basically. I think keeping that kid inside of you happy is important though. That's how you get old, bro. People ignore that 16-year-old you inside. Like, remember you were 16-year-old, you were on the couch and like, damn, what am I gonna be like when I grow up? I hope I'm not like this. I hope I'm not like this. I hope I'm like this. I think about that shit all the time. I want 16-year-old me to look out of my eyes and be like, oh shit, we are killing it. Like, I can't wait to get to there. Not like, what did you do to us? You know what I mean? What did you do? How did you let this happen?
Yep, I'm probably gonna look back and go, I'm the one who helped contribute to the fall of mankind by building AI features and functions. But you know what? It
Man's gotta
puts food
live.
on the table.
You know? Man's gotta live.
Never thought I'd be contributing to, Skynet, but whatever.
I never thought that I'd be sitting in front of a bunch of computer screens doing like some nerdy shit. I just managed to convince 16-year-old me that this shit is cool, and he's like cool with it now. But
Well, dude, if you're gonna be a nerd, being a crypto nerd's the coolest of all nerds.
pretty,
So,
it's
like,
pretty,
yeah.
yeah. There is levels. Sure, have been worse. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%, Maddie. there was a time in my life where I made a conscious effort to look at everything positively, even though I was convinced that the world was a scam and everybody was out to get me. It just wasn't serving me anymore. You know what I mean? That mentality that like kept me safe growing up because I was in a rough place and everybody really was out to get you, and you had to really be careful and have your defenses up and always expect the worst so that you weren't disappointed, like that type of shit. That shit carries into your adulthood, bro, and that shit doesn't serve you at a certain point. So it's hard in the beginning because you feel like you're faking it because your brain's telling you everything's shit, but you're actively telling yourself, oh, it's better, it could be this, could be that, and better than this. Things could always be worse, and it feels like bull, but eventually it sticks. Eventually optimism works its way into your synapses and shit. And I promise you, not like anything is better, it's just your daily life, right? You want to sit and concentrate on how screwed up everything is, then you're gonna have to deal with those feelings. It takes the same amount of effort when you're on the street, somebody's looking at you, you're like, what the hell are you looking at? Oh, you must want some problems, blah blah blah. Or somebody's looking at you on the street and you're like, yeah, I know, right? Drippy. I got it on today. I know, you don't gotta say nothing. And you keep it moving. Maybe it's delusional. Maybe they weren't even looking at you. Maybe they were looking behind you. But the point is, you don't have to carry that bullshit with you. Now, I've got homeboys that take this to a really extreme level. You know, the guys that you're at the club and they're like, hey, you see that girl over there? She's been staring at me for an hour. And you're like, bro, pretty sure she's looking at her group of friends that are dancing like right behind you. Like, nah, she wants me. I know she does. So yeah, there's limits,
That's
right? You can't
funny,
go
dude.
too, you can't go too far to the other side, or you're just gonna be like that delusional guy. But at the same time, that's just as bad as thinking that everybody's talking shit about you, right?
Like every stripper wants you.
Yeah, exactly.
She really likes me.
Nah, we had a connection, bro. It's different. I'm gonna save her. Every one of these strippers got 7 guys that are trying to save them. They come in on different days of the week.
Only doing it to pay for school, right?
You know, I don't knock anybody's hustle, man.
Cool.
Get it how you can get it. Mike. Were you Tuesdays or Thursdays? Yeah, I mean, I agree, Maddie. There is a real-time quantifiable liquidity suck from the government being shut down. So that's keeping all the money in the TGA from flowing, which is keeping bank deposits at a minimum, which makes people less likely to spend. I'm just trying not to get too excited until we've got a hard, fast date and a vote for that reopening. Yeah, just make sure that you're not looking for signals, Shova, when you're in a range. Right, if you're in a tight range, you're gonna get a lot of false signals on most strategies, 90% of strategies. Yeah, they're still in there, bro. You'll have to forgive me, Isnar, if I don't go to Forbes for my BTC alpha.
Here of Canton Network. Canton Network.
When you start the strategy school?
Once we top out and everybody's safely in profits.
No. Seems interesting. They already have a $4 billion market cap. That's crazy.
The McRib is back. Do I have to talk about the legend of the McRib? That's like my least favorite bullish signal. But apparently, if you go back on the chart, every time McDonald's introduces the McRib, Bitcoin pumps. Has more to do with they usually reintroduce the McRib every couple of years, and it's at Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, Halloween time. But yeah, you'll see a lot of people talking about that shit on Twitter. The McRib is back. I'm all in.
Is that out again, McRib?
Yeah. That shit is horrible. Talking about doing things for
Yeah, it
future
is.
you. Just skip the McRib.
Processed meat. It's disgusting.
Just go get some ribs, bro. Go get some real ribs. I promise you, it's way better. Nah, I think it's just because it's seasonal, Sir James. And since it's not every year, then it tends to be during a bull market year, right? Because of the odds, only one bear market year out of 4. And it's in the fourth quarter, which is usually bullish. So it's just one of those like correlation is not causation. It's like my birthday, right? It's like me saying my birthday is bullish. Like that's nothing to do with my birthday. It's just where it lands in the quarter. But it does check out on the chart.
You ever hear of this token Dbloc Canton network?
What network?
The Canton network. The token, the ticker CC. It has a $4 billion market cap already.
Canton? No.
Supposedly,
You said
Goldman
4
Sachs is
million?
behind it.
You said
4
already.
billion.
Oh, 4 billion.
Billion.
Okay.
Goldman Sachs is behind it.
You said it's CC,
Mm-hmm.
not chocolate, right?
Nope.
CC's chocolate
CC.
futures.
Canton. Canton
Hold on, let me
network.
check
A
this
layer
real quick.
one smart contract blockchain with configurable privacy and control side on the public network. Goldman Sachs. Who else would have?
Hell yeah. I need an older chart. This only has one candle.
Supposedly Goldman Sachs, Microsoft, and they're all testing the Canton network. Microsoft and Deutsche Bank.
Here we go. Oops. It's 12.
Hold on. Yeah, 12146.
Pretty
I just
clear
happened to be browsing
range.
around and I stumbled across it.
Pretty clear range. Currently trying to see if it's a deviation or a breakout. Pops back into the range, and it's just a deviation. You'd shoot for the top of the range at 17. But if this holds the bearish retest of that range, it's gonna come lower.
Seems pretty interesting, man. Microsoft is testing it too.
I'll look into it when I go do some research today. I've
Buy
heard too
digital
many
assets now.
projects start spitting out too many
Yeah.
names like that, and then you find out. My favorite is like we've got an Amazon partnership, and then you find out that they're just using AWS or something. Or we've got a partnership with Google, and it's like they're just on the cloud.
Goldman Sachs has piloted it for tokenization assets. Microsoft has contributed to its backend architecture. Together with 30 plus global institutions, they're part of a quiet building a next generation alternate to Swift.
That's the W you'd be trying to build, but you'd have to get up to 134. You basically have to get accepted back into the range. Where did you get in at?
Oh, I'm not. I just noticed it. I just wanted to know if you knew anything about it.
Nah, I hadn't heard of it. I'll look into it though.
Yeah, I just stumbled across it and it seems pretty interesting. Funny to have to do with privacy. A token just comes out when privacy's hot. Got listed on XC 2 days ago.
You said it's at what? 4 billion market cap already?
Yeah, 4 billion. That's why I was in. I'm like, what? 4.26 billion.
This will
Fully
take you back to the
loaded.
top.
4 billion.
I'll check it right now. But yeah,
That's what made
basic
me say,
range trading setup there. You would be at your type 2 entry if you were.
I just thought it was nothing until the market cap's at 4 billion. I'm like, wow. But then when I go, that's weird. Maybe the market cap's wrong.
No, 4.2
no,
billion.
market cap 4 point, yeah.
Excuse me.
4.2 billion.
Volume's only at 68 mil though. I mean, it's up 24%, but you know, I'd like to see that at least equal to market cap. The volume's up 24%.
Oh.
Is on this.
Maybe people will catch on to it.
It got up to 6 billion.
I think it just dropped.
Yeah, some of these coins, man, they make their way into the top. Like, it's top 30 already. It's 29th place.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, King. Type 1 would be catching a falling knife.
No, they've been out for a while then, 2 months ago. Canton Network enables first 24/7 treasury financial deal. Canton Network.
They're pretty much
major
listed.
exchanges. Goes global. It just went global though. It's been around. It just started going global. Got listed on 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's no crypto.com.
Exchanges yesterday.
And there's no crypto.com. There's no Coinbase.
I think this thing might get hot. It just out of nowhere. It got listed on all of them yesterday.
I just
Bybit,
hate the
Mexi, Kraken,
market
Gate.io,
cap.
KuCoin. Yeah, that's what got me. But seeing a market cap like that, there has to be some big people behind it. It just dropped.
Those big people are looking to exit. If you want to be there,
That's the thing. I mean, that valuation, I would have to see something amazing to justify buying it at that valuation. But it is something I'd be interested to watch for a nice deep retrace. If this thing doesn't get accepted back into this range and this W invalidates, then you're gonna add a 0 and go underneath 10 cents here. I'll keep it on the list.
I guess it dumped 20%. Canton Network token falls 20% despite $135 million from institutional backing.
All that hype, unless it translates to actual buys, will only last a couple days before people just start to TP that shit.
I don't know if there's any hype yet because I didn't hear anything.
Well, I mean, it did go to $6 billion on launch, so what we're trying to figure out is the dip over? Dip's already started. We don't have to ask, is it gonna dip? Like, it's already come down. That was just on launch too. Like somebody got rid of some pre-sales right on launch. I mean, this is a 1-minute candle.
Something to keep an eye on, though.
Went from 5 cents to 36 cents.
From
This is
5,
Binance too. This isn't
oh, from 50 to 30?
from 5 cents, 6
Oh,
cents.
to 0.35?
But as far as short-term trades go, I just don't like the volumes. Not enough volume. Something new. I want to see at least half of the market cap in volume. Aster and Avantis were trading at 2x volume to market cap. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of shit that, like, okay, this has got
But
some
they
legs.
all had hype around their launches and everything. This just
Yeah,
snuck out.
that's what I'm saying. You gotta wait for the hype to hit and see how long. I'm sorry, see how long the dip's gonna go from people selling off from the pre-sales, or I don't know if this thing was airdropped, but that chart looks like an airdrop chart to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where did it come from? Was there an airdrop? Usually a token that drops on that many exchanges too, you had news before it drops and everything. I didn't hear nothing.
This is giving me like Book of Meme vibes. Book of Meme dropped and it dropped on like 9 exchanges on the first day.
That's all it is, man. These people came together, they seen how hot privacy was, and they said, oh, we'll make our own.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, if it pops and it gets volume and then it's different, right? But I'm good with taking risks on new shit right now. If it's gonna be one of those that moves off narrative and goes crazy, then we've got more than enough time to catch it as it pops. Mozzie, what's going on, brother?
Yep.
W super chat.
Yep.
What's up, baby?
Good, man. Just chilling, watching this. Waiting for a stopping volume candle here to sink my teeth into.
Yeah, I got my prop firm accounts ready. I'm locked in right now, man.
Nice, good shit.
You never messed around with them?
Yeah, I used to play with. I mean,
Yeah.
I was trading forex for a while, and you know everybody's on funded
Forex,
accounts
yeah.
on forex.
You got to check out that breakout, dude. There's no consistency rule. There's nothing like that. It's you make $10, you go withdraw. You make it 10 grand, you pull it out instantly.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people jump.
I like it.
Breakout. That's one.
Yeah,
what's
man.
his name talks about, right? CryptoFace.
They did really good after 1010, bro. Because for a lot of people,
I got wiped.
They didn't have, you know, they had to go to a prop firm if they wanted to keep playing.
That's true.
And then a lot of the funded got wiped.
Yeah, I lost 2 100K accounts and 3 50K accounts, man.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So you're doing your
And on top
challenge
of
again
that,
now, or?
already did 2 challenges, so I'm just waiting for an entry, and then I'm gonna work on 2 other challenges. And then on my live account, I'm waiting to make a little entry on that.
That's crazy. Yo.
Yeah, people don't realize how bad that day was.
I think Tana was trying to get in that. I don't know if did she pass. I know she tried a few times.
Me and my boss were walking into a meeting that day, and we literally paused the meeting to see what the hell was going on with the market.
Everything paused
It was
that
crazy,
day.
man. I was on my knees looking at my phone.
Somebody put a compilation video of different people doing different shit on the day as it happened, and their phones went off. There's like people on live streams, people on news broadcasts. Like everybody just stopped. Face turned white as they stared at their phones.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my refund from BitUnix. I don't know if it's gonna come through though. At least they're refunding some people, I guess.
What's the word on that? They give you like a percentage back of slippage, or they give you all your slippage back, or what? What was the final word?
Man, they're so vague with it. Like they don't even want to tell me like the amount. They're saying, yeah, you qualify for a refund. I'm like, well, what are you guys gonna refund me? Like, well, we have not decided yet, but you will get a refund. And I'm like, in USDC, and yeah. So we'll see.
Slick Shoes says he got back more than he lost on BitUnex.
Oh shit.
I guess that's the silver lining. He said it seems like they're just randomly sending certain amounts to people. That doesn't sound great. But I guess if you got more than you lost, that's good.
Hey. Yeah.
Take it. Beat of this shit is painful though.
What jacked me up was that I couldn't log in.
On that day?
Could not log in. Yeah.
Everybody
was like
problem.
down.
The people that got it the worst, bro, were people that felt like prices falling. They capitulated out, and then they had the big drop, but they weren't able to buy back in because the exchanges were closed. The price recovered above where they capitulated before they could even get back on exchange to buy.
Shit.
Oh, worst. So many bad beats, and just in many different ways. We had one guy that de-risked, because we de-risked on the 9th because of M2, right? So he de-risked, he took all his profits, but they were sitting on his leverage account on Cross.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So even though he de-risked, even though he took profit, it got caught on Cross.
That cross margin, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've heard so many horror stories and they're all different. Like usually everybody shares, but like since this hit so many different coins, and like whether you were on spot, there was ways for you to screw up if you sold and couldn't buy back in. You know what I mean? If you were on leverage, obviously, even if you were on 2x, 3x on some coins, we're gone.
Done. Yeah.
So the degens got it. The more conservative traders got it. Everybody felt it. People that made it out the best were the people that had at least 80%, 85% in spot. So the leverage account that got wiped wasn't a large percentage of their entire shit. You know what I mean? And they just wrote it out. Those are probably the people that got affected the least, and they're still probably down about 15 to 20% on their spot position.
I gotta tell you, this is my first bull market, man, and I'm learning so much, dude. It's
This is your first year. You guys are gonna be in for like the next QE bull market that we have. You're gonna be like, it can't be this. There's no way that it's this easy.
Yeah, this market is screwed up.
You guys got thrown into the deep end, bro. There's no other way to look at it. It's been almost a year now where I said, look, we're trading on high difficulty, right? It's like somebody came into the video game and just put it on expert, and it's gotten nothing but harder since then. So I can't even imagine this being my first year. especially with all the noise that you guys are getting from every angle. Like, rough. So I try to keep my message consistent, and I try to keep the invalidations for that very transparent. So you're not getting whipped around by the emotions like every other channel. Literally saw these channels go from 17 reasons why the bull market is over, and then the very next video, did you guys buy the dip? Hope you bought the dip. No, I didn't buy the dip. Dumbass, I just watched 2 hours of you telling me there was 17 reasons why this shit was done. What do you mean did I buy the dip? But it's just, you know, when you have a high turnover of viewers, like some of these like high bigger YouTube channels, right? YouTube's pushing them in front of new people all day long. So 50 people that they lose because of that shit, they gain another 75 brand new people that weren't even here for it. Yeah, Crypto's still active. He pops in every once in a while from some random Tibetan temple. Yeah, he's the one that started buying the dip on Bitcoin at like 35 or something. He's like, this is definitely the bottom. And then it went to 30. And he's like, selling one of my Bugattis to buy the dip. And by the time we got to 15, he had sold all his supercars, half of his watches. But, last laugh, right? He got a nice average between 30 and 15. Say what you want. 10x that. Buy 2 Bugattis next year. Sell them 8 months later.
I don't like Bugatti, man. Not that I have the money to cop one, but it doesn't do it for me.
I don't like the aesthetic.
Yes.
It's too like future-y for me.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful piece of machinery though, but
absolutely.
So many other things I would rather buy than a
Ferrari and McLaren for me. That's what it is. Aston Martin is pretty dope too, but those things are trash, man. I took so many in trade-ins that had problems, and owners tell me stories about it, and they're not what they used to be. Classic car, though.
You guys want to know something worth spending that type of money on? Oh. Are you? Two ten sun
this, bro.
210 sunreef power trimaran.
That's real.
1000%. Fully solar. Never have to dock. Your floating island.
Oh
Fully
shit.
fully sustainable.
Looks dope too.
Some James Bond shit right there.
Yeah.
That's not solar powered.
Yeah, it is. The whole
No,
side
right
of
now
it
it's
is
on
solar.
engines.
But they've got smaller ones too, obviously. Sunreef. 35.
Well,
Very decent.
some appliances on board might be solar powered, but
This one is probably the Zeusy. Why don't you look into it before you give a whole like synopsis on the?
no, it's just I don't need to. I don't have any doubt. You can't hit 20 miles per hour.
It's a
Unless
sailboat,
you win.
Zeusy. It's a trimaran.
Unless you're a sailboat.
The solar
Wasn't the
power
case
fills the
there?
batteries for when you need to be on engines.
But you
That's how it works.
on the video. You see it move without a sail.
Look at the inside. Oh,
Wait, that's not the same one.
this is a smaller one.
Oh, okay. People have a lot of boats in Miami, right?
But this one.
Look, there's no sail. Oh,
This one isn't. This one doesn't have it.
but that has to be gas turbine powered. Like tanks.
The spaceship, bro. But as close as you're gonna get to a spaceship.
It probably has Starlink.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedroom, 7 bedroom, master in the front. Anyways, yeah, way better shit to save your money for than a Bugatti.
Yeah.
Won't cost you a couple Bugattis, so I'm just saying. But if you go spending your money on Bugattis, then you're never gonna get to the, you know.
It's not gonna make your life simpler though. Because imagine the maintenance of that and this and that.
Oh.
Oh, that's the 80. That's the one right there. Hold on. None of those were the one that I was. Now, if you just say like screw the environment, then that definitely opens up your options.
Well, you screw it even if you buy a sailboat anyway.
There it is. Oh.
You screw it a bit less, I guess. But you know, just the anchor dropping is like harmful.
The Sunreef 80 sail. This is the one.
Next level shit.
But that's like 20 Bugattis, no? 80?
Yeah, no, it's quite a few. Yeah, it's quite a few. Quite a few. But like we were saying, if you go spending your money on Bugattis, the entire side of it is solar panels on both sides and the tops. Yeah,
to make
see,
you
that's
feel
a
like you're
Sunday.
environmentally friendly.
A good Sunday afternoon.
It's like, hey, I'm coming up with my 80 yacht, but don't worry, it's solar powered.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, dude. That interior. Wow.
Virtual tour?
Live on that, huh?
There was a lot of debate in Europe with Jeff Bezos and his mega yacht he made in Amsterdam, and they had to like destroy a bridge.
Oh, we can move this around.
I heard about that.
Okay.
It was wind sail. It was a sailboat.
Yeah, YouTube, just ignore me for a second. YouTube's like, yo, we're Bitcoin's down and this guy's looking at freaking yachts.
Hey,
Hey,
This is aspirational, guys. This is I didn't TP.
This is why he does it.
I didn't TP. I'm not yacht shopping right now.
It's funny.
It would lose value pretty quickly, you know, those yachts.
Man, if you don't stop depreciating the yacht I haven't even bought yet, Zeusy.
I'm sorry, I like to dream too, but this is a bit. The second you
I
buy
haven't
that, it lost
even
like 30% value already.
freaking christened it yet.
I heard gas is crazy for a yacht, man.
But you speak in tons, right? It's not in gallons. How much Bitcoin would you need so that the 5% APY you might be able to get on your Bitcoin would be enough to cover the costs of a mega yacht like that? How much investment do you need in the stock market to be able to buy a yacht? You need like 10 times that, no?
This is why I keep saying the work's not done. there's still work to do.
So you had to be able to afford like a $20 million yacht or even more, no? How much is that worth? Probably like 5 million or like a smaller one than the one you showed, no?
They say if you can't buy it 3 times cash, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
That's true for cars, right?
That's true for almost anything, I think.
Everything? Oh, okay.
It's a good, it's at least a good sort of guidelines to go by to keep you from doing stupid shit. If you can't buy 3 Lambos cash, then it's not time to buy a Lambo yet.
Really?
I mean, unless you want to get a 25-year lease on a. We have 50-year mortgages. Like, screw it. Let's go 30-year car loans.
The longest lease I've seen was a 128-month lease.
Crazy. Who are you doing that for?
It's actually Amazon too that does stuff like that on used cars. Or so exotics.
If you had a yacht and you were rich, would you rent it so it covers its
Hell yeah. That's what most
operating
charters.
costs?
What most charters are. You yacht for the season, and then you get a yacht crew, and you charter your yacht for the rest of the year.
And you just use it a month when you want to,
Yeah.
when you need it?
And so how often are you going to jump on that thing and go? You might spend the summer on it, travel the world or something, but
the first
unless
year,
you plan on living on the water. I mean, that shit did have 7 bedrooms. I guess if you want to be water world and just say screw it, you know, I'm gonna live out here.
Well, you can do it for much cheaper than a
Yeah.
yacht like that already.
You just get an island somewhere.
Or just like 200 grand a boat, 200, 300 grand a boat.
Yeah, but I mean, do you want to live on the water, or do you want to live on the water? You want to survive on the water, or do you want to live? You know?
Well, with bigger size comes other issues.
around this time, it was probably around this same time during the last cycle. That's when me and Drew were looking at islands and shit on that website. Remember? Island dot some shit. I can't remember what it was. But we were finding all these cheap ass islands because people were like, "Oh, I want to buy an island." Like, you don't even need a lot to buy an island. Like, some of the shit people want, like, you can buy an island for less than a Lambo. The problem is it's not an island that you want to live on. Right? You some little patch of dirt out in the Keys somewhere that's like mostly swamp, has no dock. You've got a boat, everything that you need in. Right? All your supplies have to come from the mainland. Like, that whole idea of an island is you want to have a spot on an island that's already has infrastructure, right? And you can go to a store, maybe a Walmart if you need it, something. You know what I mean? Unless you're out there doing some freaky shit and you need the privacy and you want your own island, you know, we know how that. Those private islands never end up too good.
So yeah, we failed to close above 103.5, but we managed to close a higher candle than 2 days ago.
So what do you think? We pull back right now, or we pull up?
I'm still waiting to see if we reject off that downtrend. I'm really waiting for them to come down into those psych ranges. But we could. There's plenty of liquidity.
So wait, last cycle top you were looking at islands. This time you looked at boats. What's it gonna be in 4 years?
And I didn't buy an island, and I'm not gonna buy that boat. Yeah. Nah, I think it's because at this point people start sort of talking about what they want to spend their money on. And it's usually something like, I don't know. We talk about like, we always talk about what your rich life looks like. Right? Like, one of the mentors that I had asked me, like, what does your rich life look like? And I'm like, well, you know, you say all the normal shit, big house, Lambo, blah, 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 whatever. And you're like, well, is that really what you want? Or is that like, you know, for some people, when they answer that question, they're like, oh, I want to travel. I want to, you know, some property with some privacy. I want to spend more time with my family. Sometimes you realize that some of that shit you want to do when you're rich, you could do now. You can just cut certain things out. Some of y'all know. Some of y'all need to make $1 billion because your answer is, you know, mansion and a yacht and a this and a that. But for some people, it's simple. And if you can figure out what that is, right? If you had all the money in the world, what would your day-to-day look like? What would you be doing? There's ways to get that way before you think. For me, a big one was be able to wake up when my eyes opened. Like, I woke up because I woke up, not because I had to, not because it was, you know, some sort of job I had to get to or something I had to do for some, you know what I mean? Like, I imagine, okay, when you've made it, then you get to literally just wake up when you want to wake up. As small as it is, but shit, I got to that way before. And then obviously being able to help family and friends. Being able to help my family was a big one. That's where 90% of my gains, of my early gains in crypto have gone to. Getting my family straight.
Oh,
I don't know about y'all, but it's a relief, bro. Like, getting out of debt, getting to broke, I was 6 figures in debt, bro. getting to broke where I had nothing but I didn't owe anything to anybody was like one of the biggest accomplishments. And then the second one was being able to set up family to where I didn't have to worry about them.
I'm gonna enter here, tight stop loss.
For how long? I'm curious.
What happened?
He said I'm gonna enter, but didn't say which direction.
Playing the breakout. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Just in
Oh.
case. Tight stop loss, so nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Like the gap
Just
into the
long.
breakout, it'll probably recover the vector. If it holds, then maybe. But I just didn't see what I wanted, and I don't want to chase.
I honestly doubted, because it could have been a short entry too, yeah.
What I'd
Wait
be
for
interested in,
3.5 though.
what I'd be interested in, even if I don't get that stopping volume candle, is a type 2 entry for a second attempt. If this fails and they make a second attempt before taking out the lows, then I'll jump at it. But I would really love a sweep, nice stopping volume candle. I'm just looking for a longer swing. I'm not trying to jump in a quick trade that I gotta manage. I want something that I
Problem
could
with the
go
sweep
and
is
eat dinner.
it could escalate into more than just a sweep, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
But for
Did
me,
we-
I've got this as market maker's current motivation, psychological range. Been saying this, so that's where my bet is laying. You were saying? I think I stepped on somebody. Somebody was trying to.
Maybe not.
There's some volume on the screen. I don't know where my liquidation heat map is. Like just spinning over here. It won't load for some. Nice little volume spike there, but I want to see more. And now we got price going up, volume going down, so it's volume divergent. That doesn't stop these liquidations from kicking in. So one little quick uptick on volume could bring us into these licks and sweep. So it's all going to come down to the tape. You want aggressive buyers coming across the tape right now, if you're looking for a breakout here.
But it's not like there's a lot of sell walls to prevent it from pumping, you know, so
No, it's the 50 EMA on the 15-minute. Go to the 15-minute. That downtrend basically being created by the 50.
Have you seen the weakness on Solana? Like, I know everything's down, but usually Solana can hold up, but that's usually not a good sign when Solana's dropping this fast.
Yeah, Sui too.
That's why I'm not buying this rise.
Yeah, I mean, like, usually all their altcoins, but Solana usually always holds up. It's showing major weakness. That's usually a bad sign for me.
We looked at its ETH chart yesterday, and like a broken record, but it's just Bitcoin and ETH. Nothing's. You go look at all your pairs; they're all bleeding against Bitcoin and Ether. And if ETH isn't doing good, and your alt's bleeding against ETH, then that's like double bad, right?
You still have your long from 6 months ago on Sol?
Yeah, I've got Sol, I've got Sui, but they're only at about 50% full.
CryptoBic had a long also from 1010,
Oh, okay.
I think, or even before 1010.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I still have it from like 98, but I've added to it on this dip. I added to it on the 10th.
That should survive the 10th?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
it
shit.
survives.
Oh, shit. What was
Solana
it?
didn't drop on the
Low.
10.
What you had it like low leverage?
No, I
No,
had
he was in from much earlier.
yeah, I just had
Oh,
low
okay.
entry.
So it didn't come down. Okay, I got you.
Solana didn't drop. It's like Bitcoin. It did nothing spectacular on 1010. I mean, it had a drop of 30%, but nothing spectacular compared to what other alts did. It didn't drop that much. There was buying interest on Sol around 150. And now we tested that level, put a lower low, and trying to climb back up. Currently, yeah, it's weak. It did a red candle, and it's already. It did the lowest daily close since. Well, yeah, summer.
I'll
Yeah,
be
the daily
right
close
back.
was
Give me a
pretty
second.
bad on Sol, yeah. But it's been climbing up for 7 days too.
I had a limit order on Sol for 155. I'm glad I pulled it.
I don't know what to think about the fact that it didn't drop as much as other coins did on 1010, right? Like you could look at that as a bullish sign. You could also look at it more like, well, it hasn't dropped yet, so it will.
This is the weakest I've seen it. Like today's, oh, Bitcoin price action is pretty weak too, but normally it has pumps on retracements where it tries to run by itself. It hasn't done that once. It's just like, wait me when we get to the bottom. That's what it's doing.
Heavily shorted too, right? At least we're getting paid to stay long.
I'm out looking for re-entry.
1010.
Yeah, I cashed that out for half profits. I could have done more, but I didn't think it would come back down here. But oh well.
At least Solana is closer to its all-time highs than its bear market bottom. Like For me, a long idea on Sol isn't as good as on other alts because because it performed very good already. Doesn't mean it's not gonna go to all-time highs. Just means like it's just a 2x to all-time highs. You know, last cycle we used to look at Solana as the leader of altcoins a bit, like it would move first. I wonder if this breakdown, well, the weakness you mentioned, what could also be the best opportunity in the end, right? Because yeah, there's only a 2x in Sol maybe, but then you just put more leverage in it. And we've seen it behave like that last cycle. Has been a bit different this time, but yeah, it's true. Solana dropped more than other alts here, so it can also pump more than other alts on the small time frame though. Like it, it dropped below golden pocket of its bounce up to 170, couldn't reach 180, which is the range high.
It also doesn't make sense. I mean, out of anything, it's had some of the most bullish news in the last couple of weeks, like with the ETF, and it's had pretty good inflows too. Then the merger, not the merger, but the what was that company? Wells Fargo that does like checks. They partnered with Solana.
You're sitting at 20x profits on Sol even here, so
People are selling Sol to buy ETH.
you're definitely not in 20x profits on ETH. What could make sense is people selling Sol to buy Solana coins, right? Then you would expect a bit Sol to underperform its ecosystem coins. Maybe that's what's happening, because some of them pumped nicely. People went directly into the most risky stuff, at least this weekend. So you end up seeing it weak now because of those Solana layer 2s, and then the opposite would happen when people TP those coins back into Sol. But Solana might drop less than other coins.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of those coins went down really bad too, especially like their exchange coins, like Jupiter and all those other ones. They went down really bad.
Meteor is doing good. Meteora. That's a decentralized DEX on Solana.
Are there more outperforming Solana than underperforming right now? Can you look at like Solana dominance in its ecosystem? Like not Solana's dominance against other crypto, but Solana's dominance against its own ecosystem coins.
I don't know about dominance, but like percent wise, like something like Jupiter, it usually moves pretty tandem with Solana. Like it'll have excessive gains if Solana moves, and it'll drop even harder if Solana drops. And it's at the same percent down today than it as Solana, both down 7%, which that means it's holding up stronger because normally Solana down 7%, Jupiter should be down like 20%.
Yeah, so there are people selling Sol to buy the dip on Jupe more than the opposite. But we'll see, this golden pocket on Sol couldn't hold, but all we have to do is get back above that trend line. And then the weakness will just be a fake out, basically. More like a liquidation party of longs. And then complete a failed liquidation party. Well, a bit incomplete, yeah. So if you want to liquidate everybody, you gotta come get me. And that hasn't happened yet. So put a new low below 144. That's where the previous low is. 145 on Bybit.
At 142, I was waiting for 142, and it didn't get there, so I thought I just got front run. It got down to 145, so I was like, okay. So then I added, and now we're getting right there, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely going to 142 is the level I've been looking at. It's
happened at the same time as Bitcoin 98, right?
I hope.
98.9.
142 is the 0.236 from some level. I don't know where I charted this from.
It's also the maxi wick on the 1010.
Oh yeah. It's the wick also, and then it's from all-time high. If you just draw a fib to the 95 low, it's the last fib level before they'll probably go explore 95.
Oh, well, $95 you said? There's 120 before that happens.
Yeah, but it's quick. Once we lose 142, it's kind of quick down.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to build some support where there's not much. Same on Bitcoin, by the way. We have that World War III support, and it's the same on XRP. It's also down 7%.
Dbloc summoning his inner BJ.
Use TA and chart in the Discord.
I'm back, y'all. My bad. Blame YouTube with their damn copyright shit. I had to set a vibe for a second. Most of the charting that I do, hypertension, is live. Discord has a bunch of different charting from our different members and stuff too. Stuff that people are thinking about. But with as tight as everything's been, I feel like my time is better spent walking through this live till we get to the top. Bear market's gonna be a lot more focus is gonna be a lot more Discord heavy. Got to really dig into education, a lot of psychology stuff. But for right now, I'm trying to boil it down to what people need to concentrate on to figure out how we get out of this thing before it all comes crashing down, right? Most of the people here have been here for 5 years now, so this is the culmination of a 4-year journey. What's going on, Stated? Take your time, brother. You're welcome to chill in the YouTube. Come on, just give me my stopping volume candle. I can go long and go eat.
I know. I want to go back to bed.
Well, volume is pretty low, so it wouldn't be that hard for you to get volume increase here.
Isn't there a bank holiday or something in the US today? Was that yesterday?
Veterans Day.
Could that be why we have low volume?
Yeah, it was a bit of a suck.
The markets were open though. It's just the bond market was closed, but the stock
Thanks.
market was open.
I appreciate that, Stated.
We're at the VWAP since 98K, both on Bitcoin and ETH now. ETH is putting like a double bottom at its 3,400 volume weighted average on perp, inverse perp. Bitcoin weaker because it went lower, turned even into resistance on the 15, but now trying to get back above it. Well, it's added. Yeah, 103 on Bitcoin.
Stated, I said I'm waiting for a stopping volume candle down into the psychological ranges. Looking for a nice long doji vector candle with a nice spike in volume. Somewhere between these two buy walls. It's about 1,000 Bitcoin for sale in between 102 and 102.
I think that's enough to prevent a cascade of stop losses.
We'll see.
Because it's going to be packed with stop losses there.
That's where my money's at. Somewhere between Golden Pocket and 7/8. Excuse me.
Oh, that's more bearish than during a bull market, huh? Below golden.
That'll take out the major chunk of liquidity. Once we get down to daily open, once we get down to psychological low, all market maker motivations will be above. Like high, daily open, 50 EM, 100.
Yeah, as long as you don't zoom out.
Why would I zoom out on a quick trade?
But there's a lot of gaps we left on the recovery after Trump election.
You're gonna talk yourself out of trades.
After Trump tariff scare, right? So there's probably motivations to go there too.
Sometimes you also need to narrow your scope.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of trade you're taking.
Which is why we went up to 108 first before potential continuation. Huh? We'll see.
I don't know what you're talking about, 108. I'm talking about the price action on the chart right here. Talking about catching this dip for a ride up to 105.
Only 105. Oh.
I'll tell you,
Not
before you start to counter things, you have to understand the time frame that people are talking about.
I'm not countering it. I'm just like, for me, there's a point here where if you go under, then it changes a lot of stuff.
Yep. That's usually the best points to get in that pivot.
Well, it has to react and hold it.
Of course. Those are the same.
So basically, come Sunday, we'll be in the same position. Another weekly close that needs to hold.
We're only day one into this week.
I know. I'm just saying.
I said I wanted a wick underneath.
Yep.
Best to get it done in the first couple days.
I'm on board.
That weekly candle.
Oh, a wick below 98, you mean? Okay.
Yeah. No, wick below the support that we. Like, in other words, I didn't expect a clean sort of move up from here. I still expect there to be a wick. Weekly candle closes, but it's about to close.
Well, as long as we're above golden, I think we have a higher probability of reversing back up. But like if we start losing 102, then it's a bit more, yeah, like you said 786, right? There's one fib level left, but the problem is 786 bounces. That's more like downtrend stuff than uptrend stuff. Normally in a strong reversal up, yeah, you're not gonna fully retrace, or well, you're not gonna retrace 84% of your up move. But what would make a more even stronger bounce is to wreck every long again. So go put a new low. If a bounce to 105, like you said, on small time frames, right? But on bigger time frames, like just have a an even bigger zigzag down. Yeah. And that new low below 98, we'll see where they stop it. But you'll get your stopping volume candle somewhere below 98. Yeah. Not today though.
Thank you. Like everything ends up in future tripping. Less predicting, more reacting, guys. We know the levels that we have to watch.
The thing is, I'm not in a hurry. I need to foresee what could happen in a few days because it's the
Oh,
same
nothing is
position.
gonna sneak up, Zeusy. You're like way in the future, so we've covered almost every angle at this point. But at least we know it's not gonna sneak up on us, whatever it is.
But in the meantime, it's been a few hours. It's just going flat
Yeah,
a
this
little
shit is
bit above
horrible.
golden, right?
This is so bad.
So there's really not like it's a bit patience game. Yeah. Either we bounce from somewhere here,
Are we
also minus one
burn in the fiery pits of hell?
Yeah. So you follow a bit Dixie still, or less than
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
See, it put
It's just such a tight correlation that I think it's at like a 70, close to 80% correlation. Inverse correlation.
Yeah. But on the daily time frame, it got it touched the 200 MA. It put a high too. So no, you're still in a sell-off since Trump is in power, but it's showing some signs of support around 98. Yeah, and like as long as we don't turn 99.5 into support, it could continue down. But there's something going on Dixie. You know? Like during the bear, we'll see Dixie pump, no, not dump, and I think the early confirmation line is 99.6. Yeah. But for now, let's come back down to 96 and not 99.
This was the setup what we were talking about going from April to or just mid September's, right? Going into September's on Dixie's, going into third quarters, fourth quarters. Each one of this has been a retrace. I haven't looked at this chart forever. Like this was up before we were still doing all of this when we were looking for this retrace. But we're halfway down. Like I expected to come all over. We're just caught up on. We're just caught up on the 800, 200 on the monthly.
It's that red line is the SR flip. Yeah, you wrote SR flip even. Yeah. So that 99.5 or close to 100, right?
Yeah,
like,
not being able to get above that 50, that'll give us the oomph that we need. If we pop above that 50 and go, that's obviously not good for risk assets.
So the same way on Bitcoin, it was important on the weekly to reclaim a bit the 50 MA. Well, it's also true on Dixie. You don't really want to see close weekly candles above 100 because at that point you've broken out upward, and well, it probably means that crypto is already down. which actually could be a good buy.
We're gonna have to start adding stuff to this. Oh well, this isn't it. What was I doing here? LTC, ADA, and BTC dominance. What could I have possibly been doing here, Zeus?
I don't know. Earlier, I was wondering if there was a way to measure Solana's dominance against only its ecosystem coins. And I didn't ask AI and all, but I forgot about it afterwards. Do you know? Like Solana, compared to Jupiter, and only Solana.
Nah, I mean, without doing it individually.
There's no tool already ready for that?
Sure. That would be, I mean, that would be nice to see, though. Then you could just watch the flows.
It's to try and judge how much of the drop on Sol is due to people actually selling their Sol to buy Jupe or other coins that have dipped further than Solana did.
Yeah.
Or to see if it's really money exiting the ecosystem, going to ETH or
right.
to
This is where we
USDC,
were. This is the Dixie chart that we were working on. So that's the channel that broke down. We missed the move on the W. The right side of the W was COVID, stimulus pumped. And then we've been correcting since then. I haven't looked at this chart for a little while. I'll go through this chart one of these days.
It's been 3 years we were looking at it at bear market bottom when it was pumping to 122 and all.
There's been a lot of talk about people selling their soul.
This is just a historical analysis of the Dixie. But we'll go through it one of these days when we're not doing shit.
You have the green trend line up that's holding still yet to break.
You know what started that uptrend?
Bitcoin.
Well, coincidentally, yeah.
So
coincidentally enough, but the this is where we finally started recovering from 2008. But to be clear, ever since the beginning of this shit, we have been falling wedge in this country. Look at how neatly we broke out of that and retested range.
That's roughly when Euro stopped growing. When we added these new Eastern countries to the Eurozone, it makes sense. Dixie is Euro against dollar mainly, right? And if Europe doesn't grow anymore, now we even have wars and all, why would Dixie continue to go up? Fundamentally, it makes sense a bit. It's like if Europe is not growing, if it's not adding new countries to Eurozone, if there are not more people transacting in euros year over year, then it makes sense that the dollar, which is constant well, actually, it's probably dropping too in transaction volume, but because of BRICS. But that's another problem. Like we're just comparing dollar to euro. Well, we can't grow anymore because we took all the countries that wanted in the Eurozone.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like 1 or 2 countries left, but they're not that huge. I mean, maybe Ukraine is going to end up having euro one day. There's still potential to grow euro, and that would mean a downtrend on Dixie that's sustained for 10 years. Been going up since we took, since we stopped expanding Europe.
I mean, if we were charting it and it wasn't the country on the macro, we'd be looking for a higher low, a macro higher low.
Yeah.
If you wanted to keep actually up. But ever since they took us off the dollar standard, the only time that we've been above where the dollar was when we were on the dollar standard, we had to sell drugs and guns to do it. And then right when we were recovering and about to get back above that level, September 11th attacks. .com bubble pops.
But it's the same for the other currencies, you know. It's not only the dollar that's off the gold standard.
This is when we were booming. Reagan era, drip down economics, rich get richer. Reagan starts importing Colombian cocaine for profits, flooding the inner cities. Reagan's sale of guns to the Contras, to the point where we had to work with other countries to debase the dollar because we couldn't trade with anybody. Rich.
I remember you said Republicans tend to drop the dollar and Democrats to pump it.
Yeah, we've done like that, the whole sort of political analysis, and for the most part, yeah, Democrats tend to expand and Republicans tend to contract. But when you look at the at their platform, it makes sense the way it works. Just interesting how it's just a natural flow of money, almost like it's a needed part that you have two political parties, right? One that tightens and one that expands. Almost like it's on
But
purpose or
one wants to
something.
sell abroad, while the other wants to buy from abroad.
They correct each other's extremities. Like when you back up and you look, you can see it's like one organism, right? One without the other. Things don't run the same. You know what they say? Two wings, same bird.
Yeah, like 120 was too high, and now it's too low.
I'm waiting patiently. What I'm not gonna do is let my food get cold though. Needs to hurry up. All right, this is the time where I send everybody in YouTube to the fridge. What's for dinner? What are y'all having tonight? Put one in the chat if this is your first meal for the day. Don't lie.
How we looking?
Low.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's my first meal too. It's intermittent fasting, but I'm pushing it. I'm a couple hours into my eating window already.
Oh, you fast also? I do that also.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like my natural sort of eating habits kind of it lends to that sort of style, anyways. Like I usually don't eat breakfast when I wake up.
I never.
So working through lunch, not eating breakfast, working through lunch, that's regular everyday shit for me. And then I eat like a pig when it's time to eat. That's the important part. My eating window, I do damage. Yeah, I cook, Sha. Usually when I'm having steaks and shit. Yeah, I've been eating like that for a while. I mean, the problem is if I make it to like 4 o'clock in the morning now, things get bad. Spooky hours. It's in Phoenix.
Dude, Spy's not even moving, but it's green. Asia's fully green right now.
Yeah, which makes the job even harder for crypto, right? Look how close it is to all-time highs. Yeah, with Bitcoin down 3% from the highs today, or 4%, or even 5% now. Like it would have been kind of more bullish to see SPY down, you know, I don't know, say 6,750. That gap we left on Monday. Bitcoin already filled it. Well, it never even left a gap. Really, yeah. We even filled it as soon as CME reopened, right? None of that happened on Legacy. They just blew up. And they managed to break Golden Pocket. They broke that downtrend. So it's as if Bitcoin had gone to like 118, 120-ish, and is now slowing down its pump and potential reversal down on Spira to put, well, you would expect a higher low. Yeah, but that reversal down You're talking like 2% red day, maybe for two days. It wouldn't do it in a single day, in 2 days. And so if you end up with SPY down 2% in 2 days, well, what's gonna happen to crypto? Maybe like 5% down, right? But we already did that front running the fact that they'd failed to go to all-time highs. People are okay selling a weak bounce up. The bullish scenario is that they were wrong to sell. So, if we push into price discovery, I think that's when we could get a huge candle huge stopping volume. No, not stopping volume, increasing volume candle. That they'll try to stop. It's what happened last time, It's only months after price discovery when we confirmed support that money came to crypto. I mean, looking at COVID all-time highs, took a while for.
To me, it just screams insider trading is happening on some type of news that's awaiting. I mean, there's inside trading that happens on the stock market, of course, but like for big money to do it, I think it's a little harder. Because you have to file reports and things like that. You have to do things in advance. Whereas crypto, like those giant longs that start happening on Hyperliquid or those short positions, I feel like someone knows some news that's about to break. Like a potential delay, maybe, to the government shutdown. But Polymarket's odds are pointing at this week resolution. It's like 95%. So maybe not.
But we priced in that by fully retracing the news, right? The news came out at 104, right? We were even below it. Well, I forgot. Yeah, the news was at the top of the ascending triangle, so it came out at 104. We're trading below it already. It was a sell the news event in the end.
The other thing is, with the government shutdown, we're going to start getting data, which we haven't been getting, and maybe there's some fear in some of that data that traders are pricing in. That's not going to be good.
They're only pricing it in Bitcoin, though, not in SPY, right? Because that news worked on, it sustained itself on Legacy. Just not in crypto. Yet. Yeah. We gotta look for crypto-specific news, I think, a bit more. Something that would distract people out of the Fourier cycle a bit.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I mean, like we had the ETFs. That's the speculation, and those came and went, and I don't know. I don't know what else is like to speculate in crypto anymore. Every bullish news just ends up being sold off and then going even lower.
Well, we'll
It's
see
understandable.
long
It's
term, right?
understandable to get if you get to sell the news, that's understandable. We usually get sell the news and then go lower and then go lower and then just keep grinding down. It
That's
never just
because
like kind of.
that's because we're in a correction, Well, yeah, for now we can only call it a corrective move. And it's about catching the bottom of this correction. roughly the bottom. Maybe we need to wait for the daily dev course to have a bullish, real bullish momentum. Like that could be a funny outcome.
Usually, what happens, you pump into death crosses.
Yeah, right. And because I just noticed on my chart, like that, it's a bit inevitable. Unless Bitcoin starts to trade above 110 tomorrow or the day after, they're gonna cross.
Yeah, it's been floating around Twitter already.
Yeah, so the dev course is coming, and it's usually a low too, right? So a dip below 98. By the time that comes, lining up with your 15th liquidity M2 down move. Damn, we're looking at like a buy the dip on Friday, no, or Thursday.
No, what just happened? Alright, we're good. Windows just closed.
It crashed.
Your M2 has the 15th. Is that the liquidity drain or whatever?
It's very small.
The next noticeable drop is on the 15th, from the 15th to the 19th. And then an uptick of a couple days, and then another drop from the 21st to the 29th.
That's that Thanksgiving drop, man. Whenever I'm at Thanksgiving, last couple of years, I'm always talking about crypto, and we're usually red. It usually happens after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you read only because you pump into it, right? Here we dump into it, so it could have a different outcome. No? Yeah, like you're gonna attack Thanksgiving having dropped 30% on Bitcoin, right? So I don't know. It's not the same as last year where you were pumping into it, and then Thanksgiving is a bit, yeah, people sell the event, well, sell the news, I guess. But are you really gonna sell the news of Thanksgiving when it's like down at 100K? The context is different, right? Than last year, at least. So. Because last year, in November, we pumped into, we broke out 70K, like we had pumped a lot, and then yeah, you got a bit of. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. Well, it was, yeah, there was one red candle. But overall, we kept pumping until the 5th of December. Where you had a liquidation party, both shorts and longs the same day.
I still haven't gotten my number on Uni, yo. I'm not touching this if it doesn't go down. I'm not saying it's a bad trade. It's just not a trade I want.
Was all-time high like $13 on Uni? I forgot. Oh, it's at 8. But that recent high, the summer high, nothing managed to beat that really for good. Still, $20.
We cut through this liquidity here. We could squeeze up to the 105s. I'm okay with missing this trade if I don't get the drop down into liquidity, guys. I'm gonna go eat. So for me, it needed to be a decent setup that I could walk away from. This would take some managing. But there's your vector gap. You would need to break the 50 to get there. Most of your liquidations are on the other side of the 50, so you're gonna need some aggressive buyers to keep coming in like this. I think I'm just gonna set a